So let's say much more very important. The wet surface is very important because we need very much wet surface in certain areas. So there are differences because the waves are different. Also, you never find in your life, if you are in the Mediterranean, you never find in your life a Mediterranean wave with period 13, 14. Never in your life. And this means something. Something. Okay, I'm Fabio Giacomini, a shaper from Italy since a long time, since 1980. And let's say my specialty is to hand shape any surfboard, but using the software, which is something weird, but it's not too much weird. And I just wanna going through a basic start of the software and work, just some basics. And for instance, I open up a new file. And but I got already some setting, like for example, I always got the center of mass available to see. I change the volume distribution, the percentage from the basic, and what else? Then I put all the measurement over curve, because most of the time I work over curve, not on a straight line like the machine. And okay, let's see this board for instance. Let's see the basic measure we got. And now, so we got 19.5 in the center, and we got 13 and 5/16 in the nose, and 14, 15, 16 in the tail. The board is 6.0, and let's say I don't like the nose, which is too wide, so I use the tangent to maybe to make it a bit narrower. Yeah, let's say,
nice.
Yeah, let's say 12.75. We are just designing a very standard board, nothing then particular. The tail is 14, and I should put like 15. Okay. The center 19.5 is okay. 19.5, which is let's say basically in between a wide and narrow board. It's in the middle, and the tail, the last part of the tail is 6/7/16, which can be okay. I can leave that. And for instance, the tail, when I do my design, most of the time I leave the tail square, because I got all the tail template and I draw manually the tail I want, you know. Okay, let me explain this. Let's say that when I do my design are almost close to the finished board. Besides the rail, I leave the rail square, because I got all my reference when when I do end shaping, that my reference are matching those square rail which I design. So the rail, they are very, very square. The top, I'm talking about the top of the rail, the bottom of the rail. No, I do the edge, I do everything. Yeah, let's say that I'm gonna put the proper tail dimension, considering the type of board which I'm doing. For if this is gonna be if you're talking about pintail, probably it's gonna be a step up board, and so the outline is gonna change completely on a board like that. But let's say that I set the proper dimension, one tail, one foot tail, the width, which is gonna be the width that of the final shape, and I leave the curve slightly wider and square. Okay, and these 12 inches in the tail, I'm gonna cut by hand with the saw after I draw my template, my tail template, you know. So I'm gonna, and basically the last 12 inches on the tail are gonna be totally custom. Let's say like that. Okay. And I should say, to be very honest, I should say that also for the nose I do the same, because I got template for the nose. I like, for some board I like the nose more straight, and for other boards I like the nose more round. Even if we are talking about shortboard, which are all pointy nose, but the curve is not always the same. So I got template also for my nose.
Okay.
It depends which board I'm designing, and it depends what because when you design on the software, you already got your board in your head. You got the picture in your head of the board finished, so you know what you're doing.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean the center of mass of the surface hypothetically must match the center of mass of the board. So if you join together, let's say you use this term, if you join together the center of mass of the both part of the surfboard and the surfer, the board is very easy to control and to turn and to do whatever you want, because you have the full control of the board. So that is very important, even when you define the center of the board. But basic rule is stay in the middle and you never be wrong. Then slices, for instance, slice. Okay. So let's check this. Basically, I use these three points. I use 5 points. The tail, 1 foot, center, 1 foot, nose. These are my points. Every time I end shape, these are my points. Even when I design, but sometimes if I'm not very happy in something, I put more slice. I check the measurement. I measure on the board, and I see if everything is all right, if it looks fine to me, and whatever.
Okay.
Just to make more checking, you know, because the more you check with the numbers, and the more you're sure that the work is going smooth and perfect. Okay. So for instance, all this tangent for the slices, I don't need. These I want to go away. These I put it down, and this goes up. Okay. And you see here I already deleted, because I just need 1 point here, one measurement, not more. And here, which is the length here, 16 and 340. Okay. Okay, 1.5. Okay. So this is gonna be my final rail, which is square on top, and here with this edge. This is gonna be my final rail in the design. We are talking about here the nose. Now we're doing the same here.
And why are you leaving the rails square like that?
I told you, because when I go to end shape, imagine when you end shape. When you end shape, you got the blank, and then you got the blank, you got the outline with the saw or whatever. Then you put everything in square, 90 degrees, and then you start end shaping. Okay. So you do the thickness. You cut with the hand planer. You do the bottom shape. Then you do the top, and you arrive at your final thickness. When you're going for the rails, I got some instrument that can give me all the reference. So this design will match the board in real, because I'm gonna take some measurement from my board and check with this board, and I go and check until I don't arrive at the same situation. That, for example, let me line better. Okay. So you see here, you see the shape of the how is now, huh? That this is gonna be okay. Let's say this situation here. This is the center of the board, the slice of the center, right? You see this shape here, this situation. This situation is gonna be exactly the blank. Is matching the blank when before I cut the rail.
Okay.
You know,
I understand.
Yeah. Obviously, here is gonna be already the concave that. For instance, I put down these because I don't wanna change. When I design my rocker line, I don't wanna change the numbers of my rocker line. So I make the rail a little bit above the line. So I got the concave in this way, you know. The tail, same thing. I'm gonna put it down this, going up with this. And especially the tail rail are very square, so okay, yes. Yeah, this is why, because since I started hand shaping a long time ago, I always was thinking, I want to shape my board, but I want some. I need to do some check. Since that time, I was thinking I need to know all the measurement, because also I want to remember all the measurement, because in the future, if I want to make a board like the other, I need all this measurement. And if I don't have, if I'm just using the template, the profile, that's it. That I can never do the same board. And when let's say more than 20 years ago, the first software pop up, I was very happy, because this is the way. I got all the measurement in here. Perfect. Now let's say that any shaper got his way, I believe. So there are many shapers that they're more looking for quantity. I want to make the more board as possible. obviously even because of the major profit. And there are the other shape like me, for instance, that they just want to make. They just want to be sure that they make the right work. But to do the right work, as you say, if you want to do the right work, is time consuming. You have to spend a lot of time on the board. And I can understand that not many people, many other professionals, they want to do that, because you actually you have to like to do that. You need to like to do that, because otherwise you don't do properly. And me, I got this thing since I started. I said I want to make the board right, properly right. And yeah, so we are at the tail, okay, but we're gonna go again later. So we got the line with your new feature is much more easy to check, because we got also the rail line, which is perfect. And okay, here what I should say, let's say that this line, for example, for instance, if you see this blue line, no? And I check, I like, but I don't like here in the middle. I see that this too high, so I go again on my center and I put it down this slightly. Let me see now what happened. It's more better now. Okay, much better. Also the nose, I don't like now the nose. You see the difference, right?
See.
Yes, much better. So then, as I said, I'm gonna go for a design which is almost very close to the board. Let's say I'm gonna check the thickness here, which is 1.4, which is correct, because a tail at least must be 1.5 centimeter, the thickness. And here in the nose, it 0.7, 0.6, 0.7, let's say just a little bit, maybe 0.9, because when you work off the form, maybe become 2. Everything depends what you got in mind, because you got all the data about the surfer, the skill of the surfer, and the type of the board, and the wave of the board the surfer is gonna ride. For instance, let me tell you, I'm talking about the wave. For instance, I'm a very fan of the Mediterranean design, because the Mediterranean waves, you told me you were in Italy, no? I don't know if you remember the Mediterranean waves, but the Mediterranean waves are completely different from the ocean. Me, I have been 15 years consecutively in working for factory, and I was on the ocean. I can say now I know what is an ocean wave, but I'm sure I don't know any shaper which came in Italy to understand the Italian waves. And I promise you, there is a big difference. Waves are not the same. That's it. Just to give you the first tip, the energy. I have been in the statistic of all the energy of the whole year for the Mediterranean Sea, and you never reach the energy of the ocean. Never. So what means that let's talk just briefly. Let's talk cheap. if I want to set a rocker tail for a Mediterranean board, definitely it doesn't have to be so high like the Ocean one. That just one tip, but there are many, because it's not only the rocker, the rails, let's say much more very important, the wet surface is very important, because we need very much wet surface in certain areas. So there are differences, because the waves are different. Also, you never find in your life, if you are in the Mediterranean, you never find in your life a Mediterranean wave with period 13, 14. Never in your life. And this means something. Something. Because 12, 13, 14, 12, 13, 14 is normal in ocean. It's particularly normal, and not in Mediterranean. So I'm a very fan of a different design for the Mediterranean board. Anyway, but if we talk, the big difference is when we talk about not probably competition, but performance. If you want performance, you have to know very well what you are designing and what you are doing, because if the surfer got his skill properly and is skilled and is good, you cannot fail. You have to do the proper board for what you need, and this is what I'm saying again about my approach. My approach is that I want to make the most the perfect work for the surfer, because I want that he improve his surfing. So I'm very happy if I can do my best for him. That's my point, you know. So anyway, yeah, the bay, basically we got this, and with this color that are showing all the differences. I saw the board before I was touching it, before I was touching the end to finish then the shape. So I arrange everything, I bend the software and the project in the way that when I get the software and I got my real board, they are almost at the same level.
I see.
Yeah, because I got already the thickness, all the thickness they set. The rocker is set. And I got just this blank that got the chunky rails, and I have just to roll the rails.
Yeah.
And I take all, and I'm continuing as well to take all the reference from the software. So I'm gonna check all the measurement of the rails. So I wanna just go quickly. I wanna make this outline, and I'm gonna. So we finish. Let's say we finish the board.
Okay.
I think that the very good and priceless thing of the software, that you constantly, anytime you want, you go on your screen and you check immediately. That's awesome. For example, I make a 6 foot for Nick. And I remember that board for a while, and I said, "Oh, the board looks nice." And one day, Nick friends, "Oh, can you do me the same board?" I could never remember which template I was using, how arrange. You never. You can never do that. Now, even if I range, I still got my measurement. Oh yeah. So even if I don't remember how I arrange the board, I cannot be wrong because, for instance, if I go 2 inches, 2 foot from the nose and is, I don't know, 20 inches, it's 20 inches. So I can never be wrong because I don't have to go over 20 inches or less than 20 inches. The curve, I got other points as reference and come true. So this is, I think it's priceless, this. In my way of thinking about how make a board.
Sì, appunto in questa mia nuova chiave di costruttore, tester, e c'è anche la chiave, una nuova opportunità che è quella dell'insegnamento. Infatti ho deciso da un po' di anni di insegnare tutte le mie esperienze vissute in questo settore, sia come shaper che come praticante, e per cui ho messo in piedi da qualche anno una scuola per imparare la costruzione della tavola artigianale ed una scuola al mare dove appunto insegno le tecniche surfing, e per continuare appunto a promuovere questo sport e farlo crescere sempre di più in Italia.
Ciao a tutti, sono Fabio Giacomini, sono uno shaper di tavole da surf e produco manualmente da tanti anni, al 1980, e sarò al Surf Expo dal 12 al 14 luglio con dei workshop specifici per la costruzione delle tavole, quindi ci sarà un workshop per il design delle tavole da surf, e un altro per lo shaping e un altro per il glassing con resina epoxy. Chiunque sia interessato o voglia venire può passare a trovarmi per vedere, oppure chi voglia effettuare questi mini corsi gratuiti, totalmente gratuiti, può prenotarsi sul mio sito o sulle piattaforme del Surf Expo, oppure chiedere direttamente informazioni a me. Grazie e a presto, spero di vedervi numerosi. Ciao!